Alright everyone, welcome back to Mxbikes. Today, we're going to be doing a super mini shootout in Mxbikes. This is going to be insane. And yeah, so basically there's a couple things here. We're going to categorize these bikes to rank them first off. So I did do a lap time battle. I got some lap times to show you guys, which was insanely surprising. You guys are going to like to see this one. We also did a top speed battle as well, which doesn't really matter a whole lot, but just kind of something cool to try out. And then I'm going to be ranking them on how I felt they feel on the actual track when I ran the laps and how they felt. Oh, and before we get into this, you guys, the top speed battle, every single one of the Super Minis had the same top speed of 72 miles an hour. Just so you guys know. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this today, bruh. And we're going to be starting off, we're going to list the lap times here from the slowest to the fastest, all right? And then after we do that, we're going to get into what I actually rank the bikes from last to first and how I would pick them and how they feel. So, we're going to start off with the slowest lap, which was. So the slowest lap was surprisingly the CR Super Mini. It had the slowest lap, and I know why. The bike felt amazing on the track. The cornering, everything, the handling was great. It just was not fast. It had good top speed, just the acceleration on the CR wasn't there. It didn't really get up and go like the other Super Minis did. It just lacked a lot. But the handling and everything was great. Just the power wasn't there. It lacked big time. You had to come out of the corners just absolutely pegged, pinned, and still were losing time. It just... The acceleration wasn't there on the CR. That's the only thing that held it back in that lap time battle. But let's move on to the next lap time. We got the RM in the second slowest spot here. The RM was a great bike. I thought it was awesome. I really thought this bike was going to place higher than what it did. But as you guys just saw right there how my front end did that, that's the reason why it placed so low in this lap time battle. You guys, for the lap time battle, I gave myself 3 laps on each bike. That way we can not sit there and spin laps on one bike and make it one biased or do this or... You know what I mean? Just 3 laps. You get some good laps in, and you see how you do it on. And obviously it was on this track, Cobblins MX right here. But like I was saying, the RM, the front end really held this thing back here with the lap times. The speed, it's quick. I thought it was going to be up there. It is fast, bro. It's just the front end kept messing me up during my laps. I didn't feel like I could scrub as hard as I want to or send it as hard because my front end kept wanting to swap. It feels like you're hitting jagged ruts off the face, and sometimes it just yanks you down. It's kind of like I don't know if it's a bug or something with the bike, but it felt really weird, and the front end did mess me up big time on this bike, sadly. But all in all, it was a great bike. It's just the front end held it back a little bit. But yeah, let's move into the next lap time, which is going to be surprisingly the YZ. I thought the YZ was going to be way up there, but I just couldn't feel comfortable on it within the time I had on it. The cornering didn't feel the best. I just couldn't feel comfortable with the cornering on the YZ. It felt like it was either too oversteering or understeering. It just wasn't there. I couldn't really get comfortable on it. Not saying it's a bad bike. It's still an awesome Super Mini to rip. I just couldn't get the hang of it comparing to the other bikes as quick as I did, and it just felt a little strange, resulting in this slower lap time. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next place here, which is going to be the Husky. I love the Husky. Great bike, handled great. It just did kind of everything average. It didn't stand out in any area. It felt great though. It just kind of did its job here. It was a great bike. But yeah, right there, the front end on the RMZ is what I'm talking about. But anyways, back to the Husky there. Yeah, kind of just an average bike, resulting in an average lap time. Not bad, though. All right, let's move on to the next bike here. We got the Gas. I thought the Gas was going to take the #1 spot, 100%. But it took 3rd. And what surprised me most is what got 2nd. Anyways, the Gas is fast, but the thing about it that is the best is the way it handles. I got on the thing, and it felt so comfortable right out the gate. I don't know how it felt so good. I thought for sure I was going to take first on it. And then after I did the other bikes and I saw the lap times, I was like, what? But yeah, it's still 3rd place. It made the podium for the lap time battle. That's still really good, don't get me wrong. But I thought it was going to take #1. But yeah, let's move on to 2nd place, which is the KX. That surprised me. I did not like the KX at all when I first got on it. Did not feel comfortable at all. I felt extremely weird on it. But somehow, the KX took 2nd place in the lap time battle, which is awesome too, dude. Very, very cool. But I did not think I was going to make it that high on it. It felt really fast. The only thing I can say I didn't like about it is it was kind of loopy. It didn't feel comfortable. But once we got the hang of it, it wasn't too bad, though. All right, moving on to the winning lap time. We got the KTM, which was the only bike in the 103 range. I'm going to put all the lap times on screen now. The KTM's fast. It handles good. Everything about it is sick. Just a great bike all in all on here, and it feels great as well. The one thing I don't like about it is it didn't feel comfortable when I first got on it. It didn't. But as I rode it more through the lap, it got more comfortable, and I was able to lay down a heater in the next following lap. Actually, it was my third lap that was the fastest. Second lap was pretty good. I think it was like a 104 as well, but the third lap was the 103. But yeah, I guess we might as well go ahead and get into the ranking of these things here from last to best. We're going to do from worst to best, and not by any means is the last place worst. That's not what I'm saying. They're all awesome to ride. Just if I had to rank them, this is what it would be. Let me know what your guys' opinions are down below. And let's start off. I'm going to have to put the RM, sadly, in last. So, I love the RM. It was so much fun to ride. It felt insanely good. It's just the front end feeling you get on this thing when you go off jumps and stuff. Kind of messes with the bike a decent bit. It feels extremely weird. When you don't get the front end swap, it is an awesome bike. But besides that, when you do get it, it is a little bit unfortunate, and it can ruin your heaters from time to time. A great bike, and nothing I can say bad about it. I thought it was going to do a lot better. It is insanely fast, and this is still one of my favorite Super Minis to get right. Don't get it wrong. I love this thing for freaking torque. It rips. But yeah, we're going to move in to the next Super Mini, which is going to be taking home 6th place, which is going to be the Honda taking home 6th place here. The bike feels great. The handling's amazing. The only thing I could say I didn't like about it was the lack of acceleration with trying to get up and go coming out of corners was not there. The bottom end was really weak. Besides that, some of the best handling in the class. Feels great. It's just the acceleration wasn't there. Pretty comfortable bike as well. Honestly, though, really, really good bike. I'm sad I have to put it back this far, but just the power is not there compared to the other bikes. But yeah. Very, very fun bike, and it has everything else on it is great. It's just the power. That's the only thing that held this thing back from a higher spot on the list here. All right, let's go ahead and move in to what got 5th place. All right, you guys, sad to say, I thought the YZ was going to be way up there, but it's going to be taking home 5th place today. I just couldn't feel comfortable on it. It felt really weird. Like I said, the cornering was just a little different. Pretty much what I described earlier. It was a great bike, though. So fun to ride. Really fast as well. It's just, I just couldn't really get the hang of how this bike felt. Just honestly, I think it was a great bike. I think I just need a little bit more time on it. Some of the bikes on this game, for some reason, take a little bit longer to adjust to. Even though it is a video game, some other bikes are better than others. But yeah, I think I just needed a little bit more time to adjust to this thing. And I honestly would probably love it. It's just, I had to judge it based off the quick laps I did in the top speed test, so I wanted to do it fairly, and this is where it belongs. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and move on to the 4th place bike here. All right, you guys, coming in at 4th place, we got the Husky. So, like I said, this bike made it to 4th, and around the middle, it's just a very average bike. It doesn't do anything bad, doesn't do anything exceptional. It feels great. It's just an average bike. That's all there is to it. It does feel really comfortable as well. I feel like if I had a little bit more time on this, I could run a way faster lap, but the test is the test. You got to do it fairly. And yeah, I just felt like this was a great bike all in all. Just a very average bike. Felt great, but yeah. Not much to really say about the Husky besides it's just an average bike. Let's see if we can send this here real quick. Oh, yup, you love to see it. Also, one thing I must say about the Husky is it does have really good suspension as well, you guys. But let's go ahead and move on to the first podium spot on the list. Going to be taking home 3rd place will be the KX. The KX felt horrible when I first got on it. I'm not going to lie, bro. I didn't like how it feels. I don't like how the front end shaped. It just didn't feel good. But once I got used to it, it felt amazing. It has good power, really, really fast. The only things, like I said, that really held this thing back from getting up higher on the list, I didn't like the way it feels, and it still does bother me a little bit. I just don't like how wide the shrouds are. It gives me a weird feeling. And also, it does like to loop very easily. Comparing to the other Super Minis, you just, like, it just loops really easy compared to the other Super Minis, especially coming out of corners. You got to be a little bit careful how hard to get on the gas, because if you're not careful, you're going to end up in a wheel stand, buddy. But still really, really good taking home 3rd place. You know, can't complain for the KX here. And we're going to move on to 2nd place. All right, so the Gas Cast took 2nd place today. The pluses about this bike is it's probably the most comfortable to just hop on and rip, in my solid opinion. I was easily able to get on this thing and run the fastest lap the first lap. Just felt the most comfortable on this thing here. The first fastest lap comparing to the other bikes. The other bikes took me a little longer, but it did not. It ended up, I think, if I remember, at 3rd on the fastest lap list or something like that. Anyways, just really comfortable to get on and ride. It felt great. The only things I can really say bad about it, I can't really even say anything bad about it. It just feels like it maybe lacks a teeny bit of power on it. Besides that, maybe the front end is a little tucky, but not bad. Other than that, it's a really solid bike. It's just the only thing that held it back from taking #1, which you guys will see who took first place, which I'm sure you guys already know, but was just it didn't have the power to really match it. At least it felt like on the track, at this track here, it didn't have the power to match it, and the cornering on the other bike was better. But let's go ahead and move on to the first place bike. All right, so the winner is the KTM, and hear me out real quick. I'm not biased because I have KTMs in real life, okay? I'm not. The reason the KTM won is because of how it rides, the handling. It is fast. It was the only bike that pulled out a 103. All the other bikes were 104s and up. The only bike that hit the 103 range was the KTM. It just sticks to the ground like glue, and it has insane power. This thing absolutely barks, dude. It's just so good. Honestly, you could probably beat big bikes on this damn thing in races on this game. I'm not even kidding. But yeah, the only thing that made this bike really stand out compared to the other bikes was the handling. And by the way, it was a little bit uncomfortable at first, but once I got used to it, it was like nothing. The only thing that, like I said, was making it stand out was the way it grips to the ground. You can ever and you won't die. It sticks to the ground like glue, and it is fast as hell. So pretty much just tons of grip, lots of speed. Pretty much just puts this thing right at the top of the list here. Great suspension. Everything you could want on this bike is sick. You could just absolutely rail. Pretty much bar drag all the corners. The thing is sick. Yeah, you guys, that's going to be the ranking. Hope you guys enjoyed me ranking these from last to first here. It was a ton of fun. And honestly, let me know if you guys like to see more stuff like this because it was so much fun. Let me know, like I said, what would your list be down below here about the Super Minis? I could say, I know I had a pretty weird list here, but you know, I would wanted to just go off the comfortability of the 3 laps and see how they felt. And that's how I ranked them here today. And that's how we ranked them. But yeah, anyways, if you guys enjoyed, a like, sub would be very much appreciated, as it did take quite a long time to make this video. So drop a like and sub if you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching, even any of you that just tunes in. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next video, boys.